Yeah, I
Right.
can see the presentation now.
Okay, thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you for that. Okay, nevertheless, I have this on slides as well, which you can refer back to with a link as mentioned. There it is. So this is the family, the home package, the family and the personal that I've mentioned. You can pay monthly or you can pay yearly. But this package, if you go to the home page of the Microsoft 365 on your browser, Chrome, Edge, doesn't matter, and you go to the app launcher here, just above the home button or icon here on the left-hand side, you'll notice, let me just go for more apps. This is now the personal that you do not have. Look at the list. Quite a list, but you don't have the bookings app here. As if we go to the business version of 365, so let's just go back to that slide. There you go. Let me just show this to you. This is the business package. There is a money difference, definitely. $12.50 is what I recommend. Just a recommendation. And that will definitely, as you can see here, let me just go to all the apps. I've just gone back to the home page of Microsoft 365 on the Edge browser. Chrome will also work. And you log in with your license details, your Microsoft account, which you can create for free, but then you have to buy the license. I showed you the prices, and here they are. And these are all the apps that we're going to introduce to you and demonstrate in the 21 masterclasses. One of the apps is Bookings, and Bookings will allow you to have a booking system on your website, in your email. That doesn't matter where you're going to use that, and that you can share with others. So let me jump back to my slideshow. Just want to go here and just want to show you. Right, so this is Microsoft Bookings. There you go. This is a simplified way included in the business package. You don't have to go for third-party apps or go buy something, anything separate. I know there are free versions available. I'll share that with you in a moment. But this is how people in your organization or outside your organization can make bookings with you. So this is like a secretary that you have. It's like a personal online receptionist that you don't have to pay extra for. You can set up a booking page and your clients can pick a date that works for them. How convenient. So they don't have to WhatsApp you, they don't have to phone you, nothing of that sort. They can just go onto the link that you provide in your email signature, on your web page. They can just click on the link and they can make a booking, whether it's for a meeting or a consultation or anything else. Right. As mentioned, as with Microsoft Forms that we did at 12 o'clock, the previous session, our very first one was at 12 o'clock today, of the 21. There are different free tools available and paid for. You know how it works. Many times the free version can get you quite far, and we look at like Canva and all of those can get you quite far, but then there's also a paid option. And as far as we can, we will share the pricing with you so that you can decide. We and try and make it as cost effective for you as possible. Because I know in the end, when you subscribe to this and you subscribe to that, it all adds up. And that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to demonstrate to you what is available, what it will cost you, most importantly, what can it do for you? How can it save you time? How can it make your work better, your life better? You know that old saying, work smarter, not harder? Yeah, that's quite an old saying, but it's so true. Use apps, most probably what you have that you don't even know, to do it for you. Make it easier, better, faster, more productive. That's what the aim of these 21 masterclasses is. Right. Here are a couple of, and there are many more, believe you me. Here are a couple of scheduling booking systems available out there. Calendly, I would say, is most probably one of the most well-known ones, and that integrates. This is the cool thing about Calendly. It integrates with Outlook and Teams and Zoom and Google Meet and all of those. I'm pretty sure you've noticed that when you make an appointment with, let's say, a doctor, hairstylists also do it nowadays. You get a SMS or a text. Yeah, it's most probably that. Even an email telling you that your appointment, just a reminder, your appointment is the next day. You know, people working for themselves, or people like doctors, and where there's an appointment involved and you do not, the customer doesn't show for the appointment, there's a gap in your day, and a gap in your day most probably means that you're losing money. And people don't realize that. I find people that don't work for themselves, they work for someone else. And whether the person show or not, maybe the person doesn't show and I can go home earlier or something to that effect. For us, every single appointment means money. I don't want to sound like money, but it's the truth. So when people don't show, there's a gap in your day. And how do you fill it? I mean, you don't always have people on the waiting list, or people can't show up on short notice. So it's a very good idea to have your online booking system or an app. Doesn't matter in that case. There are lots of similar apps on your cell phone, lots of apps where you can do bookings. But if you have the Microsoft 365, it's included. Right. Calendly is quite a well-known one. Simply Book Me is another one. You can go and have a look at those. If you have the personal package, the family and the personal of your office, then you won't have bookings, of course, as I've mentioned a couple of times. So here they are, just to let you know, there are others. It's not only Microsoft Bookings that is available. Cool. When we look at Microsoft Bookings, which I will demonstrate to you in a couple of seconds, there are two types of bookings that you can make. The one, or that you can create rather. The one is called meeting type and the other one is called a booking page. I'll show you the difference, but let's just look at a little bit of a description. A meeting type refers to a specific kind of appointment or session that you want to book. So especially if you do like me, you do consultations and you do training and or meetings that you have scheduled, and you want people to hook onto those bookings. That's the difference of a meeting type. It actually, in a sense, explains itself. Interesting enough that they choose the word meeting instead of consultation or training. I would have said consultation, but that's a bit tricky. So they decided on meeting. So each meeting type has its own settings, its own duration, availability, and so forth, with specific instructions of what people
And
need
guess
to
what?
bring along.
Guess what? Guess what?
Hello,
You got to teach me.
do you have a question there, or can you please just
I
unmute
muted
yourself?
it. I muted.
Muted it. Thank you so much. Then there's the second type. Oh, sorry. There's a second type of booking that you can do, and that's a booking page. And I think this is very handy as well, where you can share this booking page with the public, meaning people can, with that link, as mentioned in your email or on your website, people can go and make bookings in a time slot that you specify. Now, maybe it's not that clear yet in my description of what the difference is, but the proof is to demonstrate it to you. So let's go straight ahead and let me demonstrate it to you. On the slides that we're going to share with you, there are a couple of screenshots, which I absolutely love. Those of you who know me, because that shows me the real life. This is what it looks like. So we will share that with you. But I'm going to stop my presentation and hit over to my Microsoft 365 business version, which has this booking app. So I'm going to go and click on, so how did I get here? Some people ask me that always. Let's start at the very beginning. That's a very good place to start. Pardon me, when I open my business package in Microsoft Edge, I can go to the app launcher, and here are all the apps showing. It's in different views available as I have on the screen now. And we're going to share a lot of these with you over these 21 masterclasses. But today's session is going to be our second session. It's going to be about bookings. As you can see, what I've just tried to explain to you, you can either create a meeting type and you can share it, or you can create a booking page. So the difference, it is not a huge difference, but I will explain this to you. Over on the left-hand side, I have a booking page, my booking page, which I must admit I don't use that often, and I'll tell you why. When I do training as now, although this is a demo, and I also do support. So people can phone me or WhatsApp me rather and ask me the email is not working. There's no email coming in. What is the problem? Their printer is not printing. Or they have a new email address and it's not set up on their computer. So for those, it's difficult to say. What I do is I log in remotely. So it's difficult to predict whether it's going to take me 5, 10, or 60 minutes. So in that case, it's very, very tricky to have a booking page, whether it's a meeting type or a specific booking page. Now, where this comes in handy is where I have certain particular training sessions scheduled. Then people can go and schedule on there. But you have to bear in mind, and we will eventually put all the dots, connect all the dots for you. But in the Microsoft 365 package, apart from bookings, which fully integrates with your calendar in Microsoft Outlook, which fully integrates with your calendar in Microsoft Teams. So because you have a package, those three at least, there are many other integrations, automatically talk to one another. And that's one other advantage of having the Microsoft 365 package. I'm not here to promote anything. I'm not a Microsoft marketer or anything. I'm just trying to show you and to tell you what the advantage is of having the package. And of course, having a legal package, of course. But I mean, Microsoft is very much into pirates these days. So they try and work around that more effectively than what they used to. But okay. So for me personally, this is not a good idea to just have my diary out there and people can make bookings. Now, I also have to mention, this does not include if you have a business Microsoft 365. Actually, not only business, but business is the most effective way to explain this. When you have a business Microsoft 365 package and you use Outlook Calendar, which you obviously will use, then all your colleagues, everybody part of your business, everybody sharing the same domain, and you'll see we will come to that as well. But those people can make appointments or can at least see if they want to make, let's say they want to schedule a meeting for everybody in the HR department or everybody in the business. Guys, I'm talking small and big, 2 people, 50 people, more than that. It's not only for bigger companies and people with many employees here. Honestly, not. It can be 2. You are 2 people in the business and you want to make sure instead of sending emails, sending WhatsApps. Are you available? No, not this day, then that day. You can use the Microsoft 365 Outlook calendar for that. And it can show you with your colleagues when are those other colleagues of yours available. This is something similar, but also different. It's where you have specific slots available in your booking system. Okay, enough said. Enough said. Let's go and have a look at the first option. I'm going to demonstrate it to you. Meeting type that I'm going to create. So the meeting type, what is the name of this meeting? So I'm inviting people to this meeting. Let me give you an example. Elmarie is a consultant on her own. I'm a consultant on my own. Then in this network of Elmarie, Clinic for Purpose, we have a couple of consultants, everybody doing its own thing, but we all work together, or Elmarie has this network of us working together with her. Very soon, she do this about 2-3 times a year. She calls it her family meeting. So she gets out all together, usually when she wants to make a big announcement, like we're having on the 25th of April. So she can schedule a meeting. So let's call it family meeting. Family meeting for the Clinic with Purpose. Right. The category, now the category is a long story and a short story. When you work in Microsoft Outlook, guys, then you can have categories. Categories means, and I will show it to you when we get there, it just differentiate or emphasize certain emails that arrives as it arrives. Now, as you can see, I only have like 2-3 really categories that I use. Brahms invoices, he's the IT guy working with me. He's also on his own, but we work together. He do more hardware stuff. So when he sends me an invoice for work done for one of my customers, I wanted to stand out. I wanted to pop out. Because I do a lot of work with Elmarie, also her emails, I want it to be categorized. So it gives me a certain color. So let me show you without going to look at this. Here's Elmarie. Elmarie has her own category. It says Elmarie in her from, but I like it to stand out a little bit. Then I immediately know, oh, Elmarie needs something or whatever. I don't see Brom here. Okay. Oh, there's another Elmarie. Okay, but that's not the important part today. But that's where categories come in. And guess what? You can leave it out. You do not have to use it at all. Especially not until we look at that in Outlook. The booking time, the booking description, as you can see, there's a little note. So the description can be, join me for the meeting. Anything you want to say, inviting them. The location, you can specify a physical location if you like, and the map will pick it up. So you need to have the proper physical address. Or if it's a Teams meeting, you do not have to bother. You can switch that on or you can switch it off. Obviously, if it's off, you have to specify a physical location. But this is going to be a Teams meeting. Then the duration of the meeting can be scheduled there, how long that's going to be. And it can either be public or it can be private. Now look at this. When it's public, you can append your personal booking page in your email signature. How cool is that? When it's private, only people with the link can make a booking for this meeting. Right, then, okay, let's go for public. That's far more interesting. So it can append a personal page on your email signature. I'll show you. Hopefully I'll remember that to show you because that's in Outlook. Otherwise, we'll do it in Outlook in any case. When we get to that session, can't remember the date, but I think it's in 2 weeks' time. Then you can either use your regular meeting hours. So when you set up Microsoft Outlook, you can specify your booking, your business hours. I'll show you when we get to Outlook. So you can stick with that in your bookings page, see how integrated they are in your bookings app, I mean. Or you can customize your available hours. So let's see. My hours, these are actually wrong. I'm available till 6 every day. So, but I can, okay, for bookings on the booking system, I'm not available the whole day, every day. So I've just mentioned to you doing support. It's very, very tricky for me to put my diary out there and everybody can make a booking. Your situation may differ. So I'm just going to say on Mondays, I'm not at all available. Tuesdays, yeah, let's stick to those days. Wednesdays, I'm not available. Why? Maybe those are the days that I do masterclass training and I don't want to be bothered with any other appointments because it's preparation beforehand and also an hour or two beforehand. I just double check everything, make sure it works, blah, blah, blah. Afterwards, we have to check and send out the recordings and so on. So I really don't want to be bothered on days that I do masterclasses. Fridays also not. So people can make use of this booking system on Tuesdays and on Thursdays on the hours that I am available for them. Right. There are advanced, of course, not Saturdays and Sundays and so on, but it all depends on your situation. Cool. Then, if it's something particular or specific, like this family meeting. Okay, now let me just go back. Family meeting is, Elmarie has a family meeting with all of us. And many a times she says, oh, those of you who want to reach out to me who has any questions, because I mean, it's a couple of people. So to handle everybody's questions in the same session is a bit tricky. So rather say after the session, those of you who have particular questions or want to discuss something with me can reach out to me. Here's the link. So it's an extension of the family meeting. Please make sure that you all get to me between, let's say, the 14th and the 30th of April. In those time slots, you can make bookings with me, Elmarie says. So that's an extension of what we already have. Let's have a look at the advanced options. Now, there are buffer times before and after, and I've just mentioned an example. So for that, let me head back to my presentation. And here I have the definitions of that. Buffer time before the meeting just means I need some 10 minutes before the meeting starts. Whether it's a masterclass, whether it's a booking, oh, sorry, let me just do it full screen. Whether it's a masterclass or whether it's a booking that someone makes with me, I'm available that particular time, but I need at least 10 minutes before the time to prepare, and I need a couple of minutes afterwards. So that's what the buffer time before and after the meeting means, if you're wondering about that. Then also a limited start time. So once again, blocks of 30 minutes, a lead time, also an hour. You can book at least an hour, not less, and a maximum lead time. You don't have to specify this. On the slides that we're going to send to you, you can read this and it will explain it in detail to you. Today is just a demonstration of that and making you aware that you have the option. You can leave this out completely. I would say, yeah, you can, the lead time, you can honestly, you can leave this out. You don't have to specify this at all. More important, though, is that you send out the email reminder. I've mentioned to you the doctor's appointment, that's sending you a text or an email just a day before, 24 hours before, reminding you. You also got reminders sent out via Teams automatically. The session is about to start in an hour's time. The session is tomorrow. So it keeps reminding us, even though it's in our diaries. You know how it is. You tend to forget. That happens to me so often. And I honestly don't know how to work around that. I think the problem is because I have an Apple computer and an Apple calendar, and I have my Outlook calendar. So when I book for a webinar, you know, there are webinars available all over the show. So I get an invite to attend a webinar. I book it, I add it to my diary, and I don't always check whether it went to default to my MacBook or it went to my Outlook calendar. And I cannot tell you how many times I've missed a session that I was so looking forward to. It's a terrible thing to say on a public recording, but that's the honest truth. If they would just send me reminders, yes, I know I can set a reminder as well, but then I get reminders all over the show. I must actually limit that. Guys, all I'm trying to say is it's so handy to get a reminder, especially for me, getting a text for a doctor's appointment or any other type of appointment that I have, reminding me it's about 15 minutes to go or an hour to go. That really helps me as well. Just that reminder. So you can set an email reminder 15 minutes before the time. You can even type out a message that goes along with the reminder. There they are. You need to save that. Don't forget. And you can also have the exact same thing. Afterwards, set an automatic follow-up email to collect feedback from the person who booked the time with you or a reminder to book their next appointment. That's a good marketing strategy. So someone had an appointment with you. Let's say someone makes an appointment to find out about your services, right? So it's a 15-minute schedule. You invite people to do that. I know Esty with LinkedIn does that. She has a chat with people about their LinkedIn profile. Obviously, one would like after the chat for free that people make a booking. So this is a cool option where it automatically sends, maybe 15 minutes is a little bit jumping it, maybe 2 hours afterwards, or even the next day. Bookings app can send an automatic follow-up to that person saying, if you want to book, you can even put in another link. Click on this link or give me a ring if you have more questions. Otherwise, make use of this link to make a booking. Once it's done, you can save these changes. You can save these changes. And once they're all saved, do not forget to save all in total. And there you have your family meeting with your share button. So you can click and it will give you the link. And this link you can put on or you can email it straight away. Or this link you can put on your signature, or you can put it on your website. You can put it in a WhatsApp message. Anywhere you like, you can put this booking link and send it out there. Okay, so that's a quick demonstration of how you can use or create a meeting type booking, personal booking page. Then you can also do, and it's going to be very similar in some ways, you can create a booking page. Now let's see what is the difference. I gave you the theory in difference, but let's see in real life what this is about. As you can see, I already created 2 test pages just to go through it again and make sure everything is intact. Now this is an interesting one. Let me close. You'll notice, and I don't know why, but I was actually quite curious about that, and I will definitely find out and share it with you if I remember. Otherwise, you can just remind me. These are my 2 booking ones. Okay, this is actually just for demonstration purposes. But look at this. Right next to the sharing option, there are 3 dots, which I can copy this, I can share it, I can duplicate it, which is quite handy because I may have another similar booking that I want to set up in 6 months' time, like Elmarie doing with her family. Make it a meeting, make it private. So really, it was public, remember? So now we're going to make this private. We've decided against that. Or we can delete this booking page. But when you create a shared booking page, which I will show you in a sec, you can only clone it, which also means duplicate, or you can share it. There's no delete button. So I will look into that. I've never noticed that, I must be honest. But okay, let me go and show you the difference with creating a booking page, right? Here we go. So we're going to go either clone. No, I don't want to do that. I want to show you straight from scratch. There you go. So I'm just going to call this test 5, if you don't mind. I don't want to go into too much detail. Then you can choose a business type. I don't think this is so important. It really won't make a huge difference, but I'm just going to click on IT support. These are my business hours. It's actually wrong once again. I can change it. But before I do that, you can even add a logo to this particular booking page of yours. And look at this, guys. This is especially for sharing. This is putting it out there. This is like real life, actually, sharing your calendar. As the other one is more of a personal nature, although there is a private option available to the booking page. This is the shared booking page. So this is actually the main difference here. When you add a logo, of course, I hope I will get to, yes, just going to try and do my very best to quickly grab a logo. Oh my goodness me. I'm not going to get a logo. I didn't plan to do that. Okay, let me just choose this one. Doesn't matter. It might not look that good. So this is my logo, and I can zoom in and out, and I'm going to add my logo. There you go. I can obviously remove it if I don't feel comfy with that or it doesn't look good. You have to have it designed. You know the trick, and we talk about that in Canva. It needs to be 300 by 300 or 30 by 20 or something like that. So each and every platform with each and every place where we go and what we use has its own measurements and size that the logo needs to be. Okay, but let's just do this. It might not look that good. Shared calendar or shared booking page. Let's go next. Now you can invite staff, but you don't have to, which means invite people to get started. You can always make changes afterwards. So what is the purpose of this? You are the administrator, but you can also include colleagues or external people to be part of this calendar, or especially for staff. So this is where it comes in. You're a business and you have more than one person in the business where you can invite staff. But I'm not going to do that. Let's just click on next. This is all about services. So this is my IT support 30-minute slots that I have available Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, which will not work for me, but it's a very good option to have. You can change this though. You can deselect dates as you could with the, see, there's a lot of similarities. As you could with the previous one, you can change, or the bookings page, let me call it by name. So you can specify this. So once again, on a Monday or Tuesday, but it's all going to be, look at this, and this is the difference. You can't specify certain days with certain times. If it's Monday, and it's between 10 and 5, as on the screen at the moment. So it's fixed times, 30-minute slots. So people can't book for more than 30 minutes. So let's go. Okay, and it's going to be team meetings. Can be in person if you switch it off, but these are all team meetings. We all go viral nowadays with online, as we're doing at the moment. So let's update the service. There you go. And because I've made some changes, so it's only Tuesday to Friday, Monday excluded. And let's go for next and see what it is. Anyone is a good option because then anyone with that page link can make a 30-minute appointments with you. Schedule appointments only from the bookings app. I would not recommend this. This is very limited. This is just for people in your organization. Everybody with the same domain that's part of the Microsoft 365 big license that are available for all your staff members. But let's just choose a public space for anybody that has that link. Let's create this. So that's all they need. As you can see, step 4 of 4. So let's go for create. It's taking a couple of minutes. And let's just see what is the, as you can see, very similar, but different purposes for the 2 different pages. That's why it's available. There you go. Test 5 as my booking page, shared booking page is now available. This is, and look at that, guys, it's in Microsoft Outlook, all integrated. So whenever they make a booking, it will show up in your Outlook, Microsoft Outlook, which shouldn't be any other way. Otherwise, you're in trouble. Like me with my Apple and my Outlook, 2 different calendars, which is really giving me lots of trouble. Only for like webinars and so on. The others I just do in Teams, and Teams integrated with Outlook on the calendars. It's the same calendar. Here you can share. It's a long link once again, but you can click on it and you can either share it via Outlook, which is your email and calendar app, or you can copy this link and you can paste this link anywhere you want. I've mentioned a couple. So that's all there, and I can get started. And here it is. It's showing my bookings. There are no other staff involved. Oh, and here's a lot. I can export it. I can print it. I can show it on a monthly or a weekly. You know the drill. It shows you which week. We are in week 15 already of 2025. I hope you have your Christmas lists ready. So here's the calendar, here's the booking page. There's a lot of options. When we do the actual in-depth training, we look at this. You can specify, here's the link once again, which you can email or embed it. Now, what does embedded mean? Embedded means you most probably want to share this link on your website. So you will create a button and you will put the URL, the link in there that you see on the screen, this one, and it will just be a button people can click on. For example, book a session with me. Click here to make a booking. It doesn't have that, they don't need that whole link, maybe make a mistake, copy and paste it incorrectly. So when it's like on your website and it's embedded in a button, they can just click on the button and it will take them straight to your bookings page. Here's all your customers listed. Of course, you don't have any now. All the staff, part of your business, of your company. I'm of course, the only administrator, because if you can remember, I didn't add any colleagues or any, employees, I think that was the word, I can't remember now. Here are all the services. So I've only created on that second last step, only created my IT support. I can have another service. You know how it is. I do support, I do training, I do master classes, I do demonstrations, I do real life consultations showing you how to set up, let's say, SharePoint, which we will also deal with. It's one thing training in SharePoint, but it's another thing to really then set it up. So I can have all of my services listed here with different time slots. Let's say Mondays, I only do SharePoint, or like me, on Tuesdays is the only day that I physically see clients if they want to see me. Other days, I'm in my studio doing online training because it's such a slip to just go, now I see one client, now I do online, now I do a client. For me, it works best to have one day set out, and that particular day, I see clients in person, and all my clients know that. If they want to see me in person, which by the way, guys, doesn't happen anymore. Cool. So this is your business information. Oh, there's my logo. A little bit blurry, so I need to change the logo definitely. Basic details with your company name here you can put in. You have to go and fill this in. The steps we followed was just to set it up. Now we need to do the details. And look at this. You can even change the name. Test 5 is definitely not advisable. There is my email address. Definitely the wrong currency here. I wish. The business type, you can even change it here. So those steps that we went through was just to get us going. So you can change everything over here. You can change your business hours. Look at that. And here are all the integrations. Okay, this we will talk about at a later stage. All the different apps in Microsoft that you can add, and you can even integrate rather, and you can even add something around that. Okay, let me just see. Oh, time off. So even though I've scheduled a calendar or appointments, bookings rather, that people can use to make bookings with me. Let's say I have to go to the doctor, or my child gets sick, or I have to go to a sports event. I can, at this point in time, add some time off. It's like putting in leave if you have someone that a manager or something that you have to get approval from. These are all the staff members, so it's only myself, and I can book some time out, and then people won't be able to, or time off rather, people won't be able to book that particular slot. So, and that's the beauty of this, because when you make a when you have a booking system of which sort, then people can make bookings, and you might be on a quick out or having a coffee with someone, and oh, totally forgot. You book it out here. It's very similar, maybe not exactly the same, than to put a out of office notification on your email. And I will show you how to do that when we get to Outlook as well, or at least that it is available. All right, so what we have here is we've created a meeting type for a specific thing, a specific meeting, a specific course, training course. And here we have like a service that you do that people can book, like my IT support, that people can book slots, which can't work for me. But in any case, I've mentioned that before. Here are all the links that you can share. You can duplicate it if it's the same thing that's going to happen. So any of these can be shared. And of course, the share will give you a link that you can use. Right. Edit the banner. Aha. And then how do you switch this off? Now, this is mind-boggling. On the bookings page, you can delete and you can switch off. But on the shared booking page, I have to look into this. You can only share or clone, but you can't switch it off. I don't know what the story is. Maybe if you go into that, I've checked that as well. I couldn't see it. There's no option here. Honestly, no option I could find. But I'll look into that, guys, and I will give you some feedback. I must just make a note of that. So where in the world can we do this? Right here on the right-hand side, there's an option to 0 out of 3 get started. So here's your preview page. Let's try that. Let's try that. So what will this looks like? Actually, I have to bookings with me. Oh, the link is not valid. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try something else. Let's share this one. This was an open one. Yeah. Okay, let's share the family meeting. Let's copy it. Sorry, I did not even show this to you. Let's click on email and see what happens. We can add the email address. You can add a message, and it will be sent out to someone. So let me just send this to, okay, this won't work. Send it to Elmarie, because we can't see her screen. But it doesn't matter. What we do is we just share this, we copy this link, we go to another browser, because the Edge browser has that option on. So I'm just going to paste the link in Google Chrome. I worked in Microsoft Edge. That's where I set up the booking. I hope it's going to work and not say the link is, sign in or continue as a guest. You can continue as a guest or you can sign in with your Microsoft account. And remember, this is for the work account. There you go. There you go. Look at this. Family meeting options available. There are the Tuesdays and the Thursdays. There are the time slots. So people can just click on a time slot, go to next. They can type their name. They can type their email. They can type a note if they want to share it. There's the time or just as a confirmation. And then you can email, it will email them a verification code so that they just legit and they are real. And that will be sent out to the person who, like I'm now someone else, making the booking. And you will get, remember that option, send a reminder, was it 15 minutes before the time and 10 minutes after if you activate that. So don't worry too much if it's not activated, then it's just not applicable. This, of course, is a banner. There was an option where I can change the banner. There is a picture of myself and I can maybe put my logo on here because I can't see my logo here anywhere. Maybe if I send it out, let's just see what these options are within meeting hours. And this one gives you a different, you can have a different time slot. So if you're in another country and people want to make a booking with you, they can select their country and it will show in their country's time zone your availability. So for the Americans, it's going to be a little bit of a problem there. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So let me show you. Let me go and show you what the shared booking page looks like. I showed you the personal booking page. So let's click on share. And this can also be emailed, also embedded on your website, but also it's available to everybody, also be shared, copied. Let's go back to that browser, create a new tab there, paste that link as if I'm now a different person. And look at this. Look at this. Totally different with similar options. Anyone can book, select the staff, anybody. Okay, there is someone in there that I've used on that particular one as a test. Michelle, if you're on the call, maybe. I saw you booked for something, can't remember what it was. Then you can choose your day. Remember, I booked out Tuesdays and Fridays, if you can recall. You can choose your date. You can add all your details. You must put in your name. Those of you who attended the form session, that's required of compulsory address is not, phone number is not, but email address is definitely. There you can put in several requests and you make the booking and it's all done. Nobody has to send you a WhatsApp or a email. Does this suit you? No, this time tentative, make a booking, accept it. Book it here, all done. You know exactly when I'm available and when I'm not with all the different time slots that's in there.